And we're pleased to be joined now by the president of the Michigan chapter of the Friends of Camp Mak-A-Dream. Hadar Grenadier joins us now on the MegaCast. Thanks for being with us today.
Good morning.
Appreciate having you on. So tell us a little bit first off about Camp Mak-A-Dream. It's a really great program, and people may not be aware of exactly what it is. So give us a little bit of an overview of just what Camp Mak-A-Dream is and what it provides to kids across our state.
The camp is one of the very few camps in the country that will receive children or young adults with cancer or those that are in remission. It's a cost-free camp. It costs the children and young adults absolutely nothing to attend the camp. The only cost that's actually that comes into play is the cost of getting the kids to camp. The camp was started by my brothers and his wife, Harry and Civic Grenadier, in 1995, and we sent over 6,000 kids to the camp. He realized at the time that being the fact that the camp was in Montana and we live in Michigan, so did he at that time, that it was very costly to send the kids, and knows that many of the families cannot afford that additional cost. So he started another chapter in Michigan whose sole purpose is to raise money for the transportation of kids from Michigan, and we send between 75 and 80 kids every year when camp is in session. And these kids range in age from 6 to 21 years of age. We also at camp have a very, what I feel is special, unique situation which a lot of camps don't have. When you have a child in the family who's got cancer, it has a great effect on all the other children also. So we have sprinkled in between sessions a special week for siblings. Whether there's one sibling in the family or two, we send them to the camp also at no charge. And this gives them a chance to talk to other children and young adults who are in a similar situation. And we find out that they share a lot of the same problems in terms of maybe not getting as much attention as they want, being felt left out. So we feel that we cover the whole gamut. And we're also one of the few camps that will take kids who are in treatment. We of course can't do much for kids who are using radiation, but if it's oral medication they're on, we have a small 6-bed infirmary at the camp, and we also have doctors on duty 24/7 plus nurses. So, and they even have a helicopter pad because Montana has a total population of only about 800,000 people, and there aren't a lot of hospital facilities who can handle situations when a problem arises with a kid with cancer. So we have the availability of getting a helicopter in and out, and it's only happened in the 25 years 2 times. So that's a pretty good record, I think. But the kids go there and they come back with the same feeling, or almost like a universal feeling, that they realize now that there are a lot of people out there just like themselves. When I first started going out there, I thought I would find a bunch of kids who were down and out and not having a lot of optimism or a lot of confidence, but I was totally incorrect. There's one story I have to relate because as an example of what goes on. We had a young man out there. In fact, my son, Brian, was the counselor at the time, and we have a U.S. Army erected a ropes course for us. And he kept looking at that ropes course, and he wouldn't do it, and my son didn't force him to do it. It's a voluntary thing. But by the 3rd day there, he decided he wanted to do it. And he was able to, by the end of the week, to do about 3/4 of the course. And he said, when I go home, I'm going to tell my mother that I want to disconnect my morphine pump that was attached to my side because I can defeat cancer without a lot of pain medication. And that's a story that resonates with me every time I go out there. These kids are confident, they know they're going to defeat it, and a lot of them want to become doctors. So that gives you an overview of what the camp is, and the beginnings of it, which is I think is a phenomenal story. My brother Harry was in the Navy, and his brother Charlie was in the Air Force. One was a bombardier, one was a pilot. And when they got out, they went into the garage building business, and then eventually Harry was going up north to his place. He had a cottage up in Mullet Lake. And he passed a place, the kids, he has 5 boys, and they're in the back seat yelling and fighting like boys will do sometimes. And they were hungry, so they pulled into a place called McDonald's, which he had never heard of before. And after feeding his entire family for $10, he decided that this is the type of thing he wants to get involved in, so he bought a franchise. As a result of it, he was very involved in the helping build the Ronald McDonald houses in Ann Arbor and Detroit. And afterwards, he said to himself, this is a great place for parents who have sick kids, but working kids go to have fun. And that's when he decided to take 87 acres of his ranch in Montana. And at the age of 80, he started building this ranch, raising money. And we opened up in 1995, and that's the gist of the story. And like I say, in Michigan, we raise money. We have a major event every year at the Somerset Mall called Cookies and Dreams.
Mm-hmm.
But because of the pandemic, it's been we can't gather. We usually get 400 to 500 people come there, and as a result of that, we can't have it. So we decided to come up with a sort of a side issue or side event called Cookies and Dreams on the Go, and we are advertising our bags of cookies for kids for people to buy, and they'll just drive by and we will hand it to them, and this way we avoid the problems with the pandemic. And it's been very successful also, not as successful as our major event, but it's a wonderful source of raising enough money to get the kids to camp. That's the general story, and like I say, it's amazing to me how these kids are not, many of them have no hair and they come with a limb missing, but they form these partnerships with these kids, and because of the internet, they form. In the old days when I was a youngster, we had pen pals. Now they have these pals that they have on the internet, and they remain friends, and they can see each other, and they help each other through crisis because they can talk about the crisis they have because they know they'll get honest answers, and that's the whole story. And I'd be glad to talk on it some more, but I have a feeling you have some questions you want to ask.
Yeah, absolutely. We're joined by Hadar Grenadier. He's the president of the Michigan chapter of the Friends of Camp Make-A-Dream with us on the MegaCast. And this program, nearly 30 years running at this point, not just over 25 years at this point. It's been running since 1995, as you said, and it's a really great program, and provides these great opportunities for these kids to have some fun, to take their mind off of what, for anybody, a battle with cancer can be a really tough time of their life, and it's a struggle, and it can be depressing, and like dealing with any medical issue, and especially for children who don't really understand, why is this happening to me? What am I going to be okay? And then thinking about their loved ones and their friends in the event that things don't go well. This is a great program, and there's so much that they're able to experience that maybe otherwise they wouldn't have been able to, and it kind of gives them that positive light. But it's so extensive. And you fund that all through fundraising. How much effort goes into the fundraising for this to provide these free opportunities to these kids?
It's amazing, but when people learn about the camp, we have no problem getting volunteers. We actually have no employees. Where everything is funded or everything is done by the board, and we have some young people on the board, some a little bit older, more mature, who have experienced some of the events we've done. But we have no problem at all getting people to volunteer to help us raise the money. My job is being the senior member of the board. And I've been on the board now for 22 years. I am looking for donors. I contact foundations, but it really has not been a problem in the past until the pandemic hit to get, because of our major event, which was at Somerset, called Cookies and Dreams. Now that it is no longer there, we sort of have to keep pushing and getting ourselves in front of the public's eyes, like we're doing right now, to make people aware that it's a cost-free camp. It costs the kids nothing. If you find this is interesting that you want to know more about the camp, we have a wonderful website that you can go on to, and it's just go on to Camp Mak-A-Dream Michigan chapter, and it tells you all about the camp. It tells you about our events. It tells you how to donate to it if you so desire. But we really have no problems getting people involved, because once they hear that what it's about, it seems whenever you get a children's event coming up, or a children's type of a thing that requires people to get involved in, we have no problem. We have people from Grosse Pointe, as far as Grosse Pointe, on our board, all the way up to Grand Rapids. So it's not a problem getting volunteers. It's just. And we have no trouble getting kids. Every hospital is aware of us. Most of our kids come from Oakland, Detroit, Wayne County. But we also have a good number coming from Grand Rapids. And we've had kids come over from France and other parts of the world when they hear about it. They just have a means of getting here, because once they get here, there's no cost for them. So it's not a problem raising the awareness of it, and but we can always use more awareness. We were just honored by the Michigan Jewish Sports Hall of Fame. We got the Barry Brummel Award for humanitarian events, and so that part is easy to take care of.
We're joined by Hadar Grenadier. He is the president of the Michigan chapter of the Friends of Camp Make-A-Dream, joining us today on the MegaCast. And in terms of families who have children that are dealing with a battle with cancer, how are they able to gain access to these free programs? Do they apply for it? Are they found by the organization? How does that work, and what's the process for ultimately getting these kids this great opportunity to have these fun, life-changing experience with other kids that are going through a lot of the same experiences that they are?
That's a great question and an important one, because I think if we didn't talk about that, it would be I would be remiss. We are strictly the fundraising portion of the camp. Our board does not run the camp, because and my brother Harry was smart in doing it, because he realized that you can't run a camp being 3,000 miles away. So there's a very active board in Montana. You go to the Camp Make-A-Dream Montana website, and there's our applications to apply. Once a child or a young adult applies to camp and is accepted by camp, then they're asked about their financial ability to get to camp in terms of what the costs involved to get for transportation. And if they are from Michigan, then they're automatically told to contact our board, and then we take it from there. But you have to be accepted by the Montana board first, and there almost never been a rejection. They're always, no matter how, we've had young people who are coming there on medications and missing limbs, and they have to have special vehicles to get them from the airport into the camp, and never been a problem. Just apply to the the Montana board of Camp Make-A-Dream. It's on the internet there. It's very obviously separate from ours. You make application. They start accepting applications in January, and the camp runs from about June 20th until the end of August, and they're all 1-week sessions. The reason we try to end it in the middle of August is because Montana has these fires that are very dangerous in the latter part of August, so we don't want kids there whose breathing has been affected. So we try to end the camp in the middle of August. But in between those weeks or 8 sessions for the campers, we also, like I said before, have weeks for siblings. So they also apply to Montana, and once they're accepted, if there's a financial need and they live in Michigan, we help them out. I would say maybe 10% of the kids who go, their parents want to pay for it. They don't want to accept any kind of a help with the transportation. We've had kids from parts of Detroit and other areas in Oakland and Wayne County who don't even have the means to get to the airport. We've had some kids come on the plane who didn't have any clothes, and we didn't realize any backup clothes. So we send, we make allowances for those things. We send more money to camp, and they buy them clothing there. So we try to really make it as easy as we can. But the first thing you got to do is go to the Camp Make-A-Dream Montana website and apply there. But that happens starting in January, and they're really, really hoping that this year they'll be able to open up. Last year they couldn't because of the terrible problems with the health issues. But this year we hope that things will be modified so we can actually send kids to camp.
We're joined by Hank Grenadier. He is the president of the Michigan chapter of the Friends of Camp Make-A-Dream, joining us today on the MegaCast. Again, their website to learn more information, to donate, to find their upcoming fundraising events as well. That is campdreammich.org or campdreammish.org, where you can find the Friends of Camp Make-A-Dream's Michigan chapter and on their direct website. Also, they have a great fundraiser coming up that they're deeming the sweetest fundraiser in Metro Detroit, and boy, will it be. That is Saturday, October 16th, from noon to 4 p.m. at the Orchard Mall, and that is their Camp Make-A-Dream Michigan chapter. It's thrilled to bring back their drive-through fundraiser, Cookies and Dreams. Again, Saturday, October 16th, from 12 noon until 4 p.m. Hadar, just another minute with you before we'll say goodbye today. Anything else that would be important for our audience to know right now about Camp Make-A-Dream and the ways that they can help provide these great opportunities to these kids?
I would actually. I just wanted to bring another point that I forgot to mention.
Sure.
I apologize. The best, most hospitals who have a pediatric oncology department have what is known as the life specialist, and the life specialists are the people that actually act as the intermediary between the physicians and the patients. And they are the ones, believe it or not, who are best boosters for the camp, because they know which families need this type of camp. There are some families who are financially well off that don't have to worry about a camp of this sort or take their kids other places, and it isn't a problem. But there's many, many families out there that can't afford because the medical bills are such a tremendous burden. So if you have a child or know somebody who has a child that has cancer, have them check with a life specialist who at the hospital, and they are also a wonderful source of helping the family. Many families don't even have a computer, of walking them through the process of applying for camp, and that's it.
Well, we appreciate your time, Hadar, and appreciate you giving us all this information about the history of Camp Make-A-Dream, what it currently is providing for kids with cancer, these great opportunities, and ways that people can engage with the organization and help them out as well. We appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.